What It Takes Radio Company invites you to enter into What If Everything You Thought You Knew Was Wrong? And then jump with us into the transformation zone for a new TWIT Talk. And today we're going to ask the question, hey, could it be that there is a transformational success lesson that you can learn from Vincent van Gogh? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, friends, foes, and perhaps an occasional someone who says, what is this TWIT stuff all about? This is a new creation. It may not last. It may not work. But you know what? We're going to give it a try. Now, for many years, people have been very successful, and they've been trying. Sometimes it's kind of their mark of their success that they are allowed to do a TED Talk, which, by the way, is always about 20 minutes. And of course, you better not go any longer than that. And it used to be TED, Technology, Entertainment, and Design. Well, of course, it's gone a lot more than that. You know, they've adjusted their glasses a bit like this and said, no, we're going to do things a little differently and see things a little differently. And they did. And they've been very successful for 20 years. Well, we're going to start something based on our view that what we all need in life are to experience some transformations, not minor changes, not tweaks, not Twitters, not something that supposedly will, help us be a little bit better. We need all of those things, but eventually we're going to have to come up against, we're going to have to seek, we're going to have to be open to a true transformation. And so as I was thinking about this with my friend Joe Pine and a number of us who are putting together what we call the transformation zone, which is something you're going to have to enter among the many zones of life. You say the zones of life? Yeah. There are 7 of them. And you have to be in one of those zones if you want to be successful. Otherwise, you may be, like one of my friends said when the call dropped off, he said, you know what? We went through a dead zone. And that's right. And a lot of people are in the dead zone. As that famous film said, when the man who was to be executed was being walked to the execution chamber, dead man walking. And a lot of us, that's kind of what we're doing too. We're just kind of working and walking and wondering and hoping, but we're kind of dead. Life is not fully alive. So a TWIT Talk is a transformation, wisdom, insight, and truth talk. Now, I'm going to just tell you a little bit of a story today, which is familiar to many of you in some respect, but I'm just simply going to do it so perhaps you can get a little lesson from it. I lived in Holland for a number of years with my family as we were doing international radio work. And there we became obviously great fans of the French. No, he lived in France for a while. Unfortunately, that's where he kind of fell apart. But he was from Holland, Netherlands. Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh. And here is the interesting idea. I just want you to think about this. A deeply troubled man, but he felt that he had been called to paint. And so he did. And he did. And he did. And guess how many of his paintings he sold? Just one. Just one. He probably made maybe the equivalent of $1,000 from that. He was poverty-stricken. He was dead broke when he died. If it hadn't have been for his brother, he would have never been able to make it. But here's the interesting thing. He created something really wonderful, whether it was appreciated or not. And so I actually asked my little robot to perhaps do something like this. Vincent van Gogh. If somebody could have all of the artwork today, they had bought it all and then passed it on to their family and into their acquaintance. If someone had done that, what would be their net worth? Great question, I think. It's curious. Okay. The one painting called The Red Vineyard. Now, why don't you look that one up? It's a pretty painting. I like it, particularly because it has red. And red is the power color. And we're going to talk about power colors sometime. There are 5 of them, 5 power colors. Red is one of the chief ones, okay? He supposedly oil paintings, he had 860 of them. The estimated average value per painting now is $50 million. Per painting, 50 million. He did some drawings, watercolors, and sketches, and he did about 1,200 of them. The estimated value of each is now about $2 million. The total estimated value of Van Gogh's work is between 45 and $50 billion. You say, that's sad. Yeah, terribly sad. But here's the point. For you and me, remember that what we do, we may not get immediate value out of. There's a good chance that nothing will happen. But keep doing what you love, because who knows? Long after you, it might be incredibly valuable to somebody. And even today, millions of people are inspired by the work of the man who only sold one painting and died in poverty, but has left a net worth of $50 billion. I'll let you draw the lesson from that for you. This has been a TWIT Talk, a little idea about transforming wisdom, insight, and truth so you can live better now. Sometimes it's an inconvenient idea, but please keep in mind that most great things come from inconvenient ideas. Best and blessings to you. Till next time, I'm Stan, the TWIT Man, and we'll be back. Bye for now.